Right, it's the 20th of the 6th, 2024 still, and I'm supposed to be seeing the police, but it looks like they have more important things that they need to do today regarding the Communication Act and what I was told earlier on today, this morning, by the care coordinator. Well, since I've been back, inside the building's been fine, there's been no problems. I went to go to Aldi's and I got to the bottom of the road and I had to turn around and come back because over 15 people were starting on me. That's a minimum, so it was around about 15 to 20 different roughneck people were passing me, and then they sort of knew their mates and they went into an argument to fucking smash me in and all the rest of it, to take me out with a weapon and to take my life, to smoke me basically. I'm trying to use tamer words because of trying to avoid getting in trouble with what I put on the internet. So they were mistaking me as Sven, quite literally all the 15 people that were giving me threats, and they were claiming that I've changed my name to Justin, and one of the people that was out there was including stuff that is not applicable to me, which included my name, but when I've had the threats of, being a guitarist and going ha 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 in a stupid way, or speaking with the R, bringing that R out in the word of every word that you say with an R, your boy, R. I don't even have that accent, but whoever this person is, this Sven possibly, they are mistaking me as that person and it's getting nasty. Anyway, I didn't make it to Aldi's because of this problem. So, walking up the stairs, I came back, went to into my flat, and then there's a whole load of trouble outside saying that you're being shot dead, you're being weaponed down, you're being attacked violently, brutally, in a vicious, hard man fight that's going to take your life basically. So I was a bit annoyed by that. And then there was a further 200 threats roughly, maybe 250, 300, just a guess, and a load of arguments outside at the back of St Thomas Cross at Eastville in Yeovil, which is at the back of Thorn House where I live, which is supported housing. So that's over a period of a couple of hours. I did have over an hour and a half sleep because something just knocked me asleep because the temperatures are 30 degrees Celsius in there and I can't do nothing about it because it's sunny every single day. And then I decided to go into the communal garden. When I went to the communal garden, over the other side, I don't know if it's by the workers there or other people, but they were just getting really aggressive and firing up to say that they're going to kill Justin, which is my name, but they're involving this Sven business with my name, mixing the things that he's done, which has included child rape and playing a guitar and working at a play school, which is not true because I've never worked at a play school, I've never raped kids and I've never played a guitar. But obviously the trouble's being stirred, they're shit stirring, and it's causing everything to fire off. So I came back upstairs after about 5 minutes worth of that, followed by a car revving at its maximum rev to like its extreme, power in the accelerator in like a tempered way to the maximum, with a load of shouting that occurred by the people that are driving off in that car. Anyway, I came back upstairs and it's all started again, so there's more threats on top of that, and it's probably, I don't know how to say this, it's not a good time to do it or say it, or it's not a good time for the police to need to see me or to stop me putting stuff on the internet, but it is actually the nastiest threat night or evening for the whole of 2024 for the outside of where I'm living, unfortunately. The next thing that's occurring is I'm burning intensely, and there's like a intense crushing feel inside my head where it feels like something's crushing inside your head. My face is burning like anything, my feet are burning, my arms and legs are burning, but there is not much I can do about it. And there's also been quite a few loud bikes tied to an erection actually coming into the kitchen. Every time I come into the kitchen before, I've opened the window just for a few minutes, even with the threats, because I've got no choice, because it's 30 Celsius in there. There's been stuff that's been shouted. Timed as I do that with an ear shatter and loud body timed to an erection. So it's been 9 and 10 times loud. After 10, there's air shattering. That's occurred once as well. But on average, it's between 6 and 8 times loud. Most motorbikes have been timed to an erection this evening. There's also been a few gunshot sounds coming here and there when the Cevennes threat's made. And the other thing I want to mention is this Cevennes has raped a boy child who has the same name as someone who sexually abused me as a child. And that's turning against me really, really effing nastily. So that's been coming out really aggressive, and there's been some really tempered shouting claiming that I've raped this boy that has the same name as someone who sexually abused me as a child. But it's the first time for this threat where they're involving my name now. So they're saying that it's Justin that raped this specific person's name. And it's the name of someone who sexually abused me as a child. And because they want to use my name, thinking I'm Cevennes, and claiming that I've changed it to Justin, it's kicking off with that as well, which I'm not exactly very happy about. But there's nothing I can do, and I've got to put up with it. The other thing that was included in the threat earlier is to claim that I've been beating women about and raping children at the Glastonbury Festival, which is known as Pilton Pop Festival, which is located in Somerset in the United Kingdom. Well, that's not true. I've never actually been to Glastonbury Festival, or what's also known as Pilton Pop Festival, in my whole life. I've never in my life been there. I've heard of it, I've seen it on telly, I know what it's about, but I've never been there. But we had this last year or the year before where people were kicking off claiming I did this and did that at Pilton Pop Festival, and it got very nasty with a load of people, especially the bearded type, roughneck types of people, giving it some, thinking I was Cevennes. And 2022 was really bad for it, because that year I had anything from 40 to 200 threats per day, nearly every single day of that year. And it's the same for people photographing me, and it was also the same for people sneezing in my face, believe it or not. It's just an unlucky year where everybody were timed to sneeze in my face in that specific year. But the average was about 40 to 140 threats. Most days were under 100, but the average was at least 40 for every single day of 2022. Believe it or not, this tramp-looking type person, this rough sort of tramp-looking person, it's not a tramp, but the one I mentioned in 2022, which was on the 9th of June 2022, I was actually in Yeovil Post Office posting a letter, I think it's to the conspiracy theorist Infowars in Texas, America, with a USB stick that contains 15 years of problems and trouble via a chunk that's got lost here and there because of hard drives breaking or losing the data in that sort of way. Even he threatened to smash me in that post office while I was in there posting that specific letter, that USB stick. And that's just days after I was chased with a weapon at Nine Springs Woodland to the previous letters that I posted. Because of that. I can't remember the days of when I posted them. It might have been the 18th actually, that specific time, because I posted the others on the 9th. So that specific one might have been the 18th, and the one I posted to the White House, Pennsylvania government in USA, could have been the one that was on the 9th. But I do recall one of those times where where this person started on me, and he just arrived back from the Glastonbury Festival, and he thought I was Cevennes. So, but no attack took place, so I was sort of lucky, but it nearly did. So, just because of that mistaken identity. So it was a very bad time period. 2023 was actually a calmer year. I've mentioned this on many videos. It's calmed down completely. There's literally, apart from the beginning of 2023, where I think there was about 80 or 100 threats on one specific Sunday, and a couple of Sundays after that. It had its times, mind. I have to admit, it did have its times. It wasn't brilliant, but it's definitely a lot better than it was in 2022. So let's go on to 2024. 2024, every year, actually, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day has been the nastiest possible days for all 3 Christmases that I've passed since I've lived here, basically. So the calmest would have been Christmas Eve of this year. It's just gone 2023 into 2024, and the same for New Year's Eve. It wasn't perfect, but during the time when the countdown occurred, you didn't have the effing and blinding and people shouting to kill me and to take my life away, or to smash me in, or to put me in an ambulance, or put me in a hospital bed, mistaking me as that event. However, the year before was a lot more nastier. The year before that was actually calm again, but yeah, it's had its times. But actual overall trouble while I've been out and about, day 1 since I moved there, apart from the first week, quite literally, right through 2021 and the whole of 2022 were extremely bad. But there's not much you can do about it. You're outnumbered. Like I mentioned, I've been to Tesco's. The first 2 weeks I moved to Yeovil, went to Tesco's, and I had over 30 people, possibly over 40 people start on me in the supermarket that I've never been in before. And before that, 2 weeks ago, apart from the social worker taking me to this place and then picking me up a few days later for me to move in, I haven't been to Yeovil for over 8 years. But it got better because in 2022 I visited Weymouth, which I mentioned on many videos, so I'm going to keep it short and simple because there's not to go on about this. I had over 100 threats on one specific day, and people photographing me, mistaking me as that Savannah. And yet I've not been to Weymouth apart from that specific time. There's just one specific time I went before that, and that's with the staff at this supported place where I live for a day out. Take that one day out of the equation, the second time I went, if it wasn't for that one day, I've not been there for over 20 years, and yet everyone had mistaken me as that person when I went there back in the July, August time period of 2022. Now to the weather quickly. I just want to mention this because I'm a bit annoyed by it. 2022 appeared to be a very sunny year, and I thought this is the sunniest year I've ever known. But then again, I forgot about the year of 2017 or something like that, where there was another really sunny year. But there was only about just under 6 weeks of cloud or rain, gathering the torrential rainstorms together, that is. Taking that away, that's all crammed together, so I'm sort of compiling as it crammed together, so you had about 6 weeks. So, you had that cloud here and there, but it's very limited. And most days had it when you had a torrential rainstorm. The whole of 2023, because I've been cursed in a way where it's been sunny, it's quite literally, there was less, for me, I'd say there's no more than 2.5 weeks of cloudy, rainy days crammed together in that tight period of time for the whole of 2023. It's literally sunny right through from start to finish. So it was quite an annoying year. So I couldn't take pictures or anything. I literally struggled this year. And every single time that I've been out since the month of June to January the 1st, I think it is, 2024, wherever I've been, it's been a blue sky or sunny day right through the 6 months. I don't recall there being any day. And the rainy day that did occur were too rainy to go out, and as soon as that occurred, as soon as it dried up, it was sunny again. When it came to 2024, January did have cloudy days, but where I was, there was blue skies and open skies every single day of January 2024. So you did have some rain in that month, and there was a sleet period that lasted for 1 to 3 minutes maximum before turning into bright weather again. In the month of February, I was mostly at my dad's, and it was the only time period where I've actually had cloud to some extent. But even when I was at my dad's, I did notice that they were opening the sky up where I was. But in total, in the period I was at my dad's, I said there's a good 2 weeks, if you were to cram it all together, in the 6 weeks I was there, where there was some cloudy days. And then obviously since I've been back in Yeovil, every single day, apart from the 2nd of April and the 28th of May 2024, where I've been, every single day has been sunny with blue skies, or if it's not blue skies, the sun's been out every single day of wherever I've gone, right through to the 20th of June 2024, which is the day it is today. Since I've got nothing to do, and I'm going to put this recording on soon because of the increase of all the problems, it's actually calmed down for 10 minutes. I did want to mention this specific in more detail, this Laura picture. There's, on eBay, there's a Nectar's One advert, which is promoted on the eBay adverts, which is, you get £1 off or something like that. It's like a red design colour with a lady that's got her hands in the air, wearing a blue top and smiling. Well, that's the bestest description that I can give to what I nicknamed the Lauren curse of that lady who used to work in Tesco's. Or it was yes and no, because I call it a Lauren curse because this specific painting resembles that Lauren, but more towards that lady that's on the Nectar One points advert that's being shown on eBay currently. So this painting has a picture of, this sort of lady with half her body coming out of the sky, but it doesn't show her legs, so her body's coming out of the cloud, and she's doing like a sexual pose, making her lip as if it looks sexy. They designed the painting to look sexy, and this lady's got her hand out, and she's got like holding the sun onto this chap that's walking on the path. But they designed the chap's face to look like it's a boy maybe, but also very similar shaped nose to what I have, and he's holding a WordPad or clipboard in one hand and a torch in the other hand, and he's wearing a backpack. Everywhere else on that painting is cloudy or rainy, but it makes a symbolic suggestion, as it's an abstract painting, to this basically similar looking to Lauren. Whether it is to apply that person or whether it is to apply someone else, I do not know. But the thing is, it's not just your ordinary painting, it's a big selling, famous painting, which annoys me. I don't like the sun, you see, and every day I go out, I'm being cursed with the sun in a way where it's only circling me, and we've had that for years, the last couple of years. But with the suggestion of that painting, what comes with the sun is the sex. But I'm being violated with the sex, and it's not a good person to start influencing that problem with, because 99.9% of all problems in my life is on sexuality, and I've never had sex in my whole life apart from being sexually abused as a child. So, and then you've got people mistaking me as Savan, and it's kicking off like anything wherever I go, as I've already mentioned in this video. So anyway, Yandles in Martok had this painting on a postcard for sale, but it's the first time I've seen the picture since I last saw it on the internet for about 5 years, because 2015 or 2016 I saw it on the internet. But I didn't think it's a big selling painting, but it must be if it's on a postcard. At the time, I didn't think much of it. I had to wait for the bus to get back into Yeovil. I thought the time is too short for me to go back and buy that painting on that postcard to get the evidence of this specific painting. So I thought to myself, I'll look online and do it that way because I've seen it on there before. Initially I couldn't find it online, and I couldn't get on the Martok bus because it's busy, it was sunny, and it's the right time of year where you couldn't really go anywhere. So a couple of months passed, or just under that, and I went there again, and obviously they said they don't have the paint and they no longer supply that specific paint in order to supply or something like that. But one of them gave me some details. The lady that works in there gave me details of who the painter was. So I wrote it down, but when I got back I lost a piece of paper that had the person's name that painted that painting, and it appears to be a localish artist, but a well-known localish artist, to what the lady was saying. So a couple of months later I went back there to see if I could get that information again. Take into account I was getting a lot of trouble as well when I went there. Every time I go there's a lot of setups, a lot of people starting on me, and it's never been a nice place. Martok's one of those places where people kick off like fucking hell. And obviously I spoke to the same lady, but she said she couldn't remember, so it went out of her head. So I did some more searching, started going in car shops around Somerset, especially when I was staying at my dad's at the beginning part of this year, to see if I could get to see if I could locate the painting that's on the postcard, but to no success. So then I gave up, and then after that, if we go to late 2023, they started timing lookalikes to that person and started being sarcastic about it by causing it to be sunny with blue skies and timing a woman that looks like that person on that painting, or that Laura or Lauren, wearing a no sex t-shirt or stuff like that, and then making a suggestion that a replacement is someone who sexually abused you as a child. So yeah, they started doing that. So then I thought to myself, well, why did they need to get rid of it out of the shops and out of the card shops and off the internet? Do they need to disguise something? Have they messed up or what? Whatever the reason is, that came off the internet and out of the card shop as quick as they could possibly put it out there. So there must be something that's going on. And right till this minute in time, every single day, if it's a cloudy day, they're circling me with sunshine. So that's that. Back when I first saw the painting on the internet in 2015-2016 area, I could work out the suggestion back then, but it didn't click. And obviously back at that time I didn't see the weather pattern being in a form where it's being done deliberately in that way. And obviously when I saw it that time in Yandles in Martok, when I saw it, I didn't pay much attention to it. I thought, oh, I've seen that one before, but I didn't look at the detail. I didn't see it to bother. I was like soaking wet in sweat because it's a hot sunny day. And then obviously I discovered that I needed to go back and get that picture, and I thought, as I was walking to the bus stop, I realised that's a sun suggestion. And I realised the suggestion it was making. I thought of the suggestion, made a note of the suggestion, and I realised that it was being caused, and I thought, that's interesting, it's got to be bought, or it's got to be photographed, but to no success, obviously. Sick cunt molested a specific person's name, having a break-in said. There's been more in the way of threats to weapon me down and to take my life, which started just roughly after I'd done the last recording, basically. So it's only 5 minutes ago since I'd done that, and it's kicking off again. I'm surprised there was a break that time where no threats occurred while doing that recording, to be fair. But you can't judge it. But what I will say, this is the nastiest evening so far for 2024, and I've got the police that are arresting me for breaking the Communications Act, but they also remember rubbing sexuality, so this is why I needed to see the care coordinator today to explain sexuality and the fact that I've never had anyone, and the fact that I'm being mistaken as Sven, people wanting to take my life through, to smash my windows out, to pour petrol over me, set me alight and do whatever, like that, whatever. So I don't know how it's going to work when it comes to the internet or what they're going to say, but I'll keep you informed when they do see me. So until they do see me, I'm able to use the internet and put this stuff on. It's got to be a lot more tamer and a lot more mild. But obviously, if someone does give me grief, or it does turn tempered, like it usually does, it usually happens at least a couple of times a week. In 2022, it's almost every single day. So I will be stating that I'm just going to have to state it in a much calmer way than what I have done. Yeah, this Savem business, by the way, I mean, I've mentioned it many times. It's put friends through, friends I used to know, put all that through. It's turned people against me. Clairvoyant girlfriend predictions have failed because of it. They've turned females, or the only possible females left, against me. There's the possibility, I don't want to say this for certain, but when my stuff was stored, because someone nearly set the place on fire, so I decided to put my stuff into a garage, which got broken into in April this year, and it could take basically everything, sentimental bits of stuff, music, all my essential, including clothes, everything. It got broken into, and I'm beginning to wonder whether it's because of this Savem threat and me being mistaken as that person, because there was threats at the time that I was putting my stuff in there, but I thought nobody would touch it. I thought it'd be quite secure, but it wasn't. I mean, there was CCTV on the gate, but there isn't actually any CCTV in the compound of where the garages are. But, you know, you've got to go for the cheapest, because it's very expensive to rent these sorts of places, and then someone just, you know, broke in and took it. So, you know, it's not good. And obviously, as I mentioned on that police video, the latest video I've put on the internet, explaining that the police need to see me to arrest me, it's because of my shouting and aggressive behaviour that they need to see me about on a few videos that I made, which I put on YouTube. But this is what built up all the problem. The break-in I had where my stuff is, and the fact that all the trouble increased at the same time. All the people starting on me increased at the same time as the break-in occurred. And not only did the threats increase, but I mean aggressively increase, and all the controlled setups around me increased as well. And it was not a very good time, so I lost my temper, and that's why the candle went flying off the thing in the church, because I lost my temper on sexuality. But obviously I've had to pay for that. I've had to explain to the person in church, and that's all been sorted out. But and there was another thing that I smashed in another church. This goes back at the time I had to break in. Then obviously take into account, just before the first thing that I broke, I was actually punched in the face, in the head, being mistaken as Sven just a few minutes before I went in that church, and that was when I first lost it. So, you know, it's all been bad. Then obviously you've got that smash in the face that I had the other day, because I was being mistaken as that person, so it's all getting worse and worse. Certainly not good, but there's not much you can do about it, and life's just going to get worse and worse. And they don't like it because I'm retaliating, and that's why the police are seeing me. But, you know, I'm not going to let it go. You know, being sexually abused as a child, stopped from getting sex, full stop, right through my whole life, and being nailed as a sick cunt when I've never had sex with children or sexual women, you know, it's not good, and I don't take it lightly. But and a lot of these people are saying that you're going to be fucking smashing them, you've got no say, you're going to be smashing them, wheelchair, we don't believe what you say, you're a fucking liar, and all the rest of it. So, you know, all that being thrown at you as well, you know, that's what's caused me to get in trouble with the police, basically, for retaliating. But anyway, I'll give you more information on this when I see them, because I'm not sure when they're coming to see me yet. So, they were supposed to see me today, this evening, but I will keep you informed on another video, assuming that they don't put a stop to me doing this. And if they do, I won't be very happy. Right, so it's not long since I did the last video, and they're just hitting out loud bikes tying to erections. And the threats are pretty bad as well, still. Right, it just seems that they've increased the loud bike issue. We're looking at another 50 to 100 bikes in the last 45 minutes. 2 erections and going to the toilet and whatever. There's the next one, just one after the other. There we are. It's just one after the other. And there seems to be a lot of animal sounds that are starting to increase as well, so You're not happy, believe me. Supposed to be shot down at West Street, said. It was 12 years ago when I last lived there, so there's a gunshot. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but there's been a lot of burning sensations and crushing in the head this evening, and for the last 10 minutes there's been a lot of dog sounds coming out in that corrupt way. The dog's not doing it on purpose, but it's the curse or the way it's coming out in sort of anything from basically the same sort of information content as threats. I'm just trying to keep it mild and short and quick. It's 9 PM, I'll keep you updated on anything else later. Right, so intense burning starts again at 10:30ish. Take the headphones off because I'm listening to music and smash a loud bite to my ears. Time to interaction. Another 50 roughly since I last mentioned it. A couple of gun sounds and banging in sequence and into threats is very bad this evening. In some ways it's a good that the police hadn't come around, because it would have all kicked off. It would have been a really bad night and still continue. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. Right, so it's just gone 11 PM. In fact, it's 11 minutes past, and it's just been intense fucking burning. Someone said, not happy with Justin Langdon. Break down his fucking door, said. Breaking in, Justin. Gun sounds. Intense burning to a point where it's crushing my head, so and the computer keeps on crashing. It's operating by itself, but it keeps on crashing. I notice it's doing that as well. Knife dead, said. HIV Justin Red. Being shot dead, just. This stupid laughing. Robbery to fucking Morrow, sad, said. Loud bike, itchy bum also, it allowed bike to erection as well. Right, robbery when you're in police jail, sick cunt, said. Molested Stephanie Gill, said. Gill was a new name that's been mentioned. Dead, just said. Next loud bite to erection. Too late, you're losing your life with Tron. Molested out Lavington, Justin, child rapist, said. And something about Tiverton, said. Crazy man, Justin, double trouble, just not supposed to be here, Justin. Savenge changed his music to D&B, said. Bow whistles, sick cunt, smash your head in, Justin. Banged, break it, banged. Busting in, having a break in, Justin. Lots more. Washers just, lots more, said, sorry. Gun sound. Mental, right, lost the threat. It's mental music, dangerous psycho mind, said. There's a track on YouTube, they changed the title of a specific track. It's called ML Cadkin and Harry Bluestone. The proper title is Skating Fun. Well, they're claiming it's in the garden. Sick cunt pervert, Justin, having a break and smash your brain in, said. There is something very important I wanted to mention. It's something very important I needed to state for myself. It wasn't really anything regarding threats or anything like that, but where I'm being pissed about with delays, everything slowed down, everything crashing, everything going buckled, everything twisting backwards. One of the most important things I needed to remember, out my fucking head. Right, I know they can get away with it, so burglary, Justin, HIV, Justin, bang, bash you in, Justin, child rapist, bang, and many other things, about 50 things banged at 12:30, midnight. Right, it's the 21st of the 6th, 2024. Just continue with the threats, and this is last night, stole Sam's bike, being knife, said. Boner loud bike, liar, child molester, said. Stab you, HIV, bang. Another gun sound. Similar going on like that, but I want to come to the police, but there is a few things that happened this morning, because I'm up very late because of the high temperatures and the sunny weather. It just makes you very sleepy, makes you fatigued and all the rest of it. Being fucking smashed out, said. He's fucking Liam, said. She's under 37 being beat up, weirdo, said. And I've spoken to the police. They're not going to arrest me, but they're going to give me a warning. They have told me that the person that reported me for the stuff that I put on the internet, believe it or not, is a Christian lady. So that doesn't make a good suggestion, does it? But that's who it is. I'll leave it there for a minute because there hasn't been really that much problem this morning, but it will get worse. It usually does, especially if I go out or when I go out. Incidentally, the police aren't finished with me. They are still seeing me, but they're not taking it as aggressively as they initially were. Definitely, Liam said breaking in Leicester's definitely being beat up. Weirdo barks by the dog outside. Dog is repeating weird sick cunt being beat up, etc. So God's fallen. Dog barks being beat up, dangerous sicko. Right, there's been another 100 sounds plus of this dog issue, and there's a lot of burning to my face and other parts of the body. 11:50 AM this morning. Dog barks seem to be very malicious today, so dog barks bash you ingesting child molester. Pedophile, said, and intense burns, which occurs straight after the fire check, as they do a regular fire check in the building every week. Outside is packed, so I've had to dive out and come back. We're going to Aldi's. Coughed at, spit talking at me, timing the goofy type people in my face, photographed. Itchy bum hole to loud bike. 9 times and 10 times loud bike angled into my direction to erection. When I leave there, 9 times loud bike tied into erection. And an itchy bum hole. After that, loads of black and blue cars, sexual, white, whatever. Can't remember what was on the road because the setups are too awkward, and it's very hot and very sunny with blue skies. Yellow sexual motorbike tied to an erection. 1960s or 70s type of bike. And then obviously more bikes to itchy bum hole. Drain covers it over. Right, got a nice shape 1950s type of car. They're doing that again, I've noticed. Right, windows. Right, Sage said. Dangerous paedophile red, itchy bumhole loud bike. Veggie dead meat said. That's a 1940s long bonnet special car that they need to tie. I might get a picture of that, I'll be able to get it. It's gone in Aldi's car park, so I've managed to photograph the evidence. The motorbike to erection, traffic's fucking hectic. All fired up van. Well, the government make it very fucking awful to get past everybody. This is the heaviest I've fucking known this area for over a year. Right, black sexual and blue, black and grey sexual, and about 100 other cars. Private ambulance and Mike Cox van. Black sexual, black white. Grey sexual at me, white, and overhanging trailers rip my legs off from behind. The government know I'm in trouble with the police, so they're stepping up this action, as I told you they would. The government are absolutely fucking whacking the action against me today. It appears this is the heaviest I've known this for about since last year. This bit of the road. Right, so here we are, Clydon again. Obviously this seems to be going quiet now, but it remains quietish until I get to the other side. Then it might go back to a normal level to some extent, but the government are getting nasty about it. So there we are, Lib Dems, sorry, Royal Pleidia, Liberal Democrats. Yeah, knife-shaped car, if the button will push record on this fucking stupid device. I'll bash him out and fucking smash him in the head, said. I'll fucking knife him, said. Right, so there's been a case of being choked out by a catalytic converter. There's another threat, I'll bash him in, smash him in the head, I'll fucking knife him, said. Fucking paedophile, said. Somerset Waste Partnership. Yeah, the government want me to fuck people who raped me as a child. The network rails, they're trying to polite that lady that looks like a poodle dog is not yours. The government are getting fucking nasty. I have to concentrate on getting photos. Rack! The government want to tell me I'm fucking sad. Go rack! And telling me that I should be in a relationship with my older, where it's not go to the fucking suggestion. They need to stop doing it. it'd be helpful if someone could report this action as going on against me, but I don't have the photographic evidence, and the fact there's no CCTV where I am means I can't get the evidence to fucking get. It needs to be stopped. They're just suddenly stepping up all this action. Yeah, black and fucking blue Downing Street, and yeah, just calm down that road a little bit. When I was speaking on the phone to staff at supported housing just before I walked this far, because I'm only about a quarter way through the track on the top part when I walk to Barrack, there's usually no more than 200 cars on the busiest of days on that road. You're looking at over 200 just climbing up that hill part and speaking on the phone to staff, which lasted about 1 minute on the phone. So they're really fucking stepping this action up. I'm in trouble with the police for all this I'm putting on the internet. But they're not fucking stopping it, they're increasing it, and I'm getting pissed off of it, so I'm going to have to break the law and go against what the police say until they stop this fucking action, because at the moment they're taking the piss, and they've also tried colliding me, smashing me up with an overhanging fucking trailer on the fucking first part of going over the bridge, before making a suggestion of causing a name to occur on a van which offends my dad, and my dad has threatened to report it in the past because he's not very happy about it. But they seem to be doing that every day now. There's a time period when I was in trouble with my dad for writing, for putting it on the internet what the van name is, and they stopped it for several months. But it still occurred after that several months. I think it was the beginning of this year. And then after that, as soon as we come into the month of May, they've decided to time that van almost every fucking day. The other van that they've been timing every single day almost is the ripping you to pieces paper shredder van, which was occurring at my old place. It's the same person, same van. The person in the van probably recognises my face where he's seen me so many times. But yeah, it's more frequent than it's ever been before that has. This as well. I don't know why he's got work in this area, whether he's moved, but it's caused the ripping to pieces van is frequent. It hasn't occurred at the moment. They seem to be getting nasty with other setups. At the moment it seems to be telling me that they want to have me knifed down and claiming I'm a rapist. The government are just going absolutely fucking screwball on me with their fucking no ethics, science, technology and movement programming to rip me to fucking pieces, basically. It's sexuality, you see, all this bullshit on sexuality is causing everybody to fucking kick off. The government are causing all this trouble. There's nothing you can do about it. They're screwed up. They're buckled. They're hell-bent. That's a Somerset Waste partnership, and they've just timed the ripping you to pieces van again. But I've noticed that there's a sign that says the Lib Dems. That's now 7 times they've timed a Lib Dems t-shirt, vote Lib Dems, followed by ripping you to pieces paper shredder van. And on one occasion, there's a just-in-time clock being smashed by a cartoon character on a van. They've also included the Earn a Living van, and they've been timing that hip-hop track where it says enjoying sex with a sexual woman, that's sexy, but at the same time you're working for a living while enjoying sex at the same time. Well, the only sex I've had is being raped as a child, so the government really want to fucking give it some. Ha 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 ha, shot dead molested Sadie said. When I found out I was in trouble with the police yesterday, they actually stepped up the action yesterday, but today they're going off the fucking scale. They're getting really fucking bitter and fucking nasty about it. But the problem is, I've made it clear that if it's going to continue, or the nastier it gets, this action being enforced against me, then I'm not going to go with what the police say when it comes to stopping my stuff on the internet. So I said, I'm going to have to put it like this, but it's going to have to stop. And all they say is, throw some fucking medication down your throat and fucking hit you off. You know, get a taste of your own fucking medication, shut your fucking face, we don't want to know. Well, the problem is, this is serious, because they're timing that van that offends my father because it's making a sexual suggestion, and they're doing that every fucking day. And my dad's not going to tolerate it if I put that as a picture of that van on the internet, which I do now have a photograph of. So they're going to have to stop it. They're going to have to do something about it, because they're doing it every day. And also they're doing it now, getting malicious with all the other setups and increasing all the nasty threats in my direction as well. The government are going to have to stop it. It's being done deliberately. It's happening every fucking day, and it's happened every single day since 2005. And even before that time, I was walking into enemies right through my childhood, and I've had the music industry twisted against me since I was 5 years of age. So the government are going to have to stop this. It's got to stop. They can't just try and do it in a sly way where they know they can get away with it and disguise it because I have a camera and I photographed the evidence. Although the police have told me not to photograph anything or write stuff down, I've had to tell the police, if we go back over 5 years ago, that I've been sexually abused as a child, and I'm having the piss taken out of me, like timing lookalikes to people who sexually abused me as a child, tied to an erection. But it's getting a lot nastier now. They're not just doing that now. They're timing a lookalike to someone who sexually abused me as a child, tying to an erection. Yeah, but straight after, it's not just a baby bounced about in a sling, like with a man with a fat belly. It's also timing Make Love Not War t-shirt, followed by Age Is Just a Number. It's love that counts, but they fuck up on the next t-shirt, which is from the same company. 50 is too old. 50, or something like that. I can't remember the actual word, I need to see it again. But it's basically all 3 t-shirts are from the same company. Well, I'm only 5 years off from the 50. There we are, penis up, hitchy bumhole motorbike timed at catalytic converter hot point. And a car before that. And another car. Yeah, they're really fucking digging, aren't they? They're really stepping it up. In actual fact, just being a couple of cars, they've been stopping this action lately, but they know they can get away with it, so they're stepping up the action. Nothing I can do about it. Right, the government are really taking the piss now. Again, this is going to offend someone. It says enjoy sex with and a person's name, because they know they can get away with it. Well, what do we do? Because what do I do? Because what they're doing now is actually taking the piss. It's absolutely taking the piss. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up at all. They've timed someone wearing a t-shirt saying enjoy sex with and a person's name, which I can't say. But when's it going to stop Downing Street? Because this is a police issue now. The police want me in trouble with stating stuff and putting stuff on the internet or losing my rag on the internet. But now they're starting this. They've been really fucking spiteful this morning, even going to Aldi's. Initially, they diverted me from going to where I was going to go initially, which is not really planned because it's a hot, blue sky, sunny day. But that's not the point. But it doesn't stop there either. They timed, let's just get a fucking sheet a minute so I can see what I've written. No, I've already said that one. The baby bounced about in a sling with a man with a huge fat belly and a very tiny baby that's being bounced about on a sling. So the fat bloke is extremely fat, a real fat belly that's very round, and he's sort of got popping a baby on his tummy, laughing with the baby while this family's walking past me, basically. Ah, fuck. Yeah, so I've just had an argument with someone down this fucking path. Basically he was saying I'm a child rapist. He was saying that Savannah photographed me and saying that's it, you're being shot dead now. So I got a bit nasty and I said, well, you need to get your fucking facts right, and the fact that sexuality, I've never had anyone. He replied, you're a fucking liar, you're a screwball fucking minded bastard, and I'm gonna bash all your fucking teeth in if you don't fucking shut your face. So after he passed and got out of the area, I started losing my temper and shouting back at him, and what I shouted was not good. But you know, sexuality, when you've been molested and never had sex in your whole life and being told you're a sick cunt, the fucking things on this fucking floor stop fucking digging into me. Yeah, so that's what's happened. I've only been down this fucking road for 3 fucking minutes. We've had police sirens, and then I'm forced to go into the side to let I've not fucking written it down. Let me just think what it was now. Fucking forgotten. Right, so I'm stuck in the hedge. I still haven't managed to write down what I wanted to write down. That's alright. I can't actually remember the setup, believe it or not. It's just a simple fucking few setups that occurred and I just can't remember what it is. It's just popped out my fucking head. Well, they know they can get away with putting all this force against me, and they know that I can't report it, so the government can do what they like. They can stir shit, which is going to affect family members. They can stir shit. If I mention anything that it says on there, they can do what they like. They can get away with it now. It appears there's no law on this action being enforced on me. Anyway, they've timed to Get a Taste of Your Own Medicine t-shirt, which is a regular one that a dog walker wears, and a t-shirt follows that saying bump you off. It's worth mentioning, but there's been a cloud cover has lasted roughly 8 seconds, and that's the only cloud cover for 3 or 4 days. Right, so I've just seen some people kind of walking, holding a vote Lib Dems. There's a whole crowd of them, about 20 people just wanting to vote Lib Dems, and they are deciding to walk down their village basically. Whereas straight after that, they timed this writing slightly over, so it's been on there a long time, but there's a bleach van that says destroy the grot plot. But in big writing it says destroy the grot plot in particular. And then there's a guarantee van. But take into account that's now the 7th or 8th time that they've applied that the Liberal Democrats are going into power and ripping me to pieces, and that is a guarantee. I don't know if they're doing it to apply that specific party, or whether they're doing it to be nasty, or just to apply to government in general, using the suggestion of the Liberal Democrats as a way to express the government. Either way, they're timing the Liberal Democrats in particular, not Conservatives, not Labour, not the Green Party or anyone else. They want to make it clear that the Liberal Democrats are ripping me to pieces. That party in particular. Now, we're still a couple of weeks away before the election of who goes in, because I haven't got a clue who's going in power. Nobody has. But they want to make it clear that the Liberal Democrats are going in. In most cases, it's either Labour or Conservative. And I was sort of thinking it would be Labour, to be fair. But I don't know, because all this action against me, all this malicious action, is applying that they're ripping me to fucking pieces, and that the Liberal Democrats are going in. So whether they pre-planned the election rather than going by votes, I do not know, but they're definitely making it clear that the Liberal Democrats are going in. They might not go in, but they're definitely making that suggestion really hard and very strong with all these setups over the last 2 weeks or so. Just before 2 AM this morning, I decided to pay 35 quid for a tarot card reading with 3 tarot cards and a psychic reading that goes with it, and it's about love, relationships and romance. But when I signed in just past 11 AM this morning, I found out that she's refunded me. So obviously it's not looking like it's a good reading, maybe, or she had to refund me for another reason. But this year in particular, there's been more clairvoyants refund me this year rather than give me any readings than any other year I've been going for clairvoyant readings in my whole life. So I don't know what's going on there, but I mean, I've got to rely on this Yvonne, whoever this Yvonne is. It's not exactly the sexiest type of name, I must admit, but it rhymes with gone, and it rhymes with one, and stuff like that, so that's how I remember the name, because I never heard of the name before. The very first time I heard of that name was when a clairvoyant told me about it, and I spelt it I-V-O-N, before I found out the following day it was Y-V-O-N-N-E. And also on that day, before I actually saw the person who's the social news care coordinator, who actually told me what the word name was, or whatever, how it was spelled, I realised that the van that said Yvonne was followed by a van that said No Chance Van. It was actually spelt the proper way, but I didn't work it out that way, because I thought it was spelled with a Y, and I thought it was a different word, but it could apply the same as Yvonne, but it did actually say Yvonne, believe it or not. When I had the reading, she said it would be between the start of the very first day of June to no longer than a couple of months after that, maybe a few months at the very maximum. So you're looking at, if there's nothing happening in the next 6 weeks, or there's no good news in the next 6 weeks, or this partner doesn't come into my life in the next 6 weeks, or whatever, you know that reading's through. So, but who could be putting it through? The government. And shall I tell you why? Because on the second day I had that reading, there was a message to you van followed by, no, it's not a message to you. I think that van did occur on that day actually, but not in that order of that specific setup. It was a No Chance van, an Yvonne van from the psychic reading in that time period. The following day they forced me away from the bus station on that day, and basically sort of put all my enemies in my path to sneeze and cough in my face. Her threats to knife me down, to smash my head in, to bash my fucking arms and legs off, to rip my fucking legs, to smash my fucking whole body up, to put me in a hospital bed, to claim I'm a child rapist, a woman beater and all the rest of it. And you had all that problem. This sort of information's got to be stopped from going on the internet. But I'm not going to stop it if the government are going to step up the action when I'm in trouble with the police for putting stuff on this YouTube that's already on there. And it's just getting nastier and nastier every time. It always gets nastier, you see. And enough's enough, so I'm sort of documenting these issues. You know, it's got to stop. They just step up the action, knowing that they can get away with it. Knowing that, you know, this and that. And I'm getting a little bit fed up of it. So, that's why I'm stating it. It's very interesting that it was the day before yesterday, I think it was, I can't remember the day, but they timed a van that says it's through. Now this is some company that does replacements of cycle or whatever, but it does make sense of why he's named that van it's through, but I just cannot remember what the actual company was. And then they timed the Yvonne van. Take into account that Yvonne van I've not even seen since I've moved to Yeovil. And they're suddenly rigging it up to know, like as if they know, or they're causing it, as if they got no in advanced technology to map out this specific van to occur at the time, you know, and to mess it up. And they're timing a grey van in my direction now. Just mentioning the new age and the clairvoyance and all that sort of thing. For the last 4 years, I've mentioned this loads of times, but I just want to recap on this. Gunshot. As I was saying, I went to start going to church for about 3-4 years, and obviously my life's worsened and worsened and worsened. So when you pray to Jesus, your life's getting worse and not better, and it's not a time to be fucking about with your life getting worse when you're 43 coming up 44 years of age and had no sex in your life apart from being raped as a child, such as at school on the France holiday by Mr. Williams, who's no longer alive today, so I can give the name, it doesn't matter. But, you know, it's stuff like that, you know, and you don't get entitled to nothing at all in your whole life. When I first moved to Yeovil, I'd already been going to the church well over a year, trying to make friendship with God and all the rest of it. But you did have a lockdown, so it's a bit more complicated in the time of the lockdown. And they were sort of doing different things, or there wasn't no church or whatever else. So, but when I actually started going into the main church, it wasn't until shortly before I moved to mine, but sort of started off with coffee mornings. Before I moved from Burnham to Yeovil. But when I moved to Yeovil, take into account I've already been to church and religious doing things for basically a year, maybe just over. I can't actually remember. 3/4 of a year, if it's not a full year, or just over a year, sometime in that sort of period. I've not really taken much note. Anyway, it took one specific person that I was speaking to just 2 years to get in a relationship, saying he was praying to God, and he was saying he was 31 or 30 something, I can't remember, it's 30, somewhere between 30 and 32, it was not higher than 32. And he said, look at that age of 32, you know, he says, that's a very old age not to be with someone, you know. Everybody's had someone at that age, he's sort of saying, and all the rest of it. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but I'm not going to, he doesn't know my age, he didn't know my age at the time. And I said, and later on I said I was 10 years older, and I said I've been to church, you know, about the same time period, almost, when I gave that information out. And I said my life's just getting worse and worse. And this caused a bit of a fallout between Christians in the early days, and they got quite funny with me, in fact. And they almost meant to ban me from going into the church because of the stories, and they just weren't very happy, or the attitude was funny, or whatever. And I thought, well, yeah, God doesn't exactly help, does he, when you pray and all the rest of it? And I was doing it seriously. I wasn't, you know, taking the piss out. But obviously my life got worse and worse, and I thought, God's taking the piss out of me when loud bikes to erections occur in church, or God's going ha 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 when someone's trying to hit me out when I walk there to walk back, especially at the evening service, and people starting on me, photographing me, threatening to kill me, fucking shouting their heads off at me. And I thought to myself, well, if God's not going to help and life's going to get worse, and having my life jeopardised and put in danger, and almost having my life taken, and then getting bird animal sounds, ha, you're being molested as a child in your next life, ha ha, or ha, you're being knifed down, ha, you've been raped as a child and never had anyone, and ha, you're being shot dead, ha. And when I fell over or been punched or anything like that, a crow goes, ha ha ha. So I think to myself, well, if it's like that, God's turn. So I do go to the church now, But I don't go for the worship, I go for the friendship. Or to get out of my place, because there's nothing to do in Yeovil. Jesus Christ quite literally cut his throat with me. Unfortunately, he sliced the wrists just in time. But it's too late to do anything. So, you know, I've had to turn. I didn't want to have to put it like this, but, you know, you don't take the piss out of someone who's never had anyone and just leave them in jeopardy with loads of Bible verses that are twisted against you. If you commit suicide, you go to hell. If you masturbate before marriage, you go to hell. There's no sex in heaven. And Jesus told the 7 or the 9 that go on, do it, because there's going to be no sex in heaven or whatever. And the fact that Jesus Christ had sex with a prostitute who was only a child, and yet I'm nailed as the sickest bastard ever, and I've not had anyone in my whole life. And I'm known as a sick bastard. If I look at anyone 5 years on top of the age Jesus Christ was when he was a child, when he was crucified, sorry, and 5 years old, and I also told him a sick cunt if I look at people twice the age of the youngest people that raped me as a child. So, you know, you can't forgive God when it's like that. And he staked you basically, and then he takes your life apart when you go to worship him. So yeah, maybe I need to reconsider who God is. Right, so the timed allowed bike time to an erection, and an itchy bumhole, and a black sexual car straight after that, which I could only just make out now there's a white one. This is on the road right ahead of me. You can only just make out what's on there. I wouldn't be able to see the writing yet, but I can see the vehicles. Well, I just had to pass a very unhappy bearded type person's, I wouldn't say it's a posh place, it's definitely private, it's definitely in the middle of nowhere, but it's full of rough people. The bearded type, the hip hop type, so there's a few things said. Right, so they timed a van that says "Here comes the knife." So it basically says knife, but it's in wavy writing. So it says "Here comes the," and then there's like a wavy sort of type of writing saying knife. Right, initially they timed a 3-foot granny. So it's basically shrimp. You know, one of those what you call it? So those midgets. Only in my direction. Obviously she's with people, but initially she was walking only in my direction to start with. Bird tweets, "No one left you, child molester." Some flying creature says, "Break in." But before that, "No one left you, child molester," said by Seagull as well. Right, so I'm down a designated area, and I need to time allow bike to an erection. Right, so there's a "Bash your fucking brains out" t-shirt worn. There's a red t-shirt with black writing, and the missus walks in front of him deliberately, knowing I'm getting my camera out to stop photographing the evidence of that t-shirt. So they're just she just said, "I know what he's fucking up to," and the bloke said, "I'll do just exactly that if he doesn't I can't remember what he said, whether it's put your camera away or whatever, but he said something or rather. So obviously I just walked past normally, and then obviously they just sort of had a grumpy conversation after. Right, they're hitting out the catalytic inverter on this country road. I've got to wait a minute. Right, I've just been choked by a fucking catalyst because they need to time up PVRT van, which can apply pervert, followed by up the age van and grannies for you van. They know how to do it, they got it fixed. I don't know how it's happening. It's like getting a knife-shaped vehicle down the same road for fucking 15 plus days in a row every single time I go out. They want to make it fucking clear that it's grannies for you van, because I just hurt my fucking leg for letting past a "do you understand" van. Now I've come off that country lane, the road's just gone absolutely dead calm with like no vehicles at all. After parking it only when I'm there and being timed only when I've been on the road. 2 old people stopped for a quick conversation, so I just sort of said alright and that, you know. But what I did notice, yeah, is when I was talking about all this sort of force, they said, "What is this that's going around?" I said, "I'm just wondering why you're writing this stuff down." It says there's some sort of you mentioned something. He said, "Is it like an obstacle course of things, or do you experience?" And I just sort of mentioned that it's been going on from roughly 2005, but before 2005 I said that it's more a case of timing rough people and enemies in my direction. He says, oh dear, that's not very good, is it? So I had a quick conversation with him. And he says, so if you were to go somewhere over abroad, you probably wouldn't get it so much or whatever. So I said, I've never really been abroad. So I said I went on a France holiday with a school back in 1992 area. But what I did tell him is I said I have been on the Channel Islands, such as the Isle of Wight, which means a small ferry trip over, which is connected to the UK, but it's off the UK map, I said, and it still happens there, and just as heavy and just as malicious and all the rest of it. So just supposing I did go to another country, it's a possibility that this action would be fixed or set up around me in another country as well. As when I visited the Isle of Wight, it was fixed as heavy and as nasty as what it is in the mainland, basically. So yes, now I'm going to cut what he said in conversation and what I said in conversation just to give you a bit more detail on this. When I went on holiday with my mum, and it's happened every time I've visited the Isle of Wight, these setups are constructed around me. Wherever I go, it doesn't need to be Somerset, it doesn't need to be Devon, it doesn't need to be Dorset. These setups are fixed countrywide. But they're also not just fixed countrywide. When I went to London in 2015, I was photographing the evidence of setups which is also rigged up around the Houses of Parliament back at that time. In actual fact, where they're rigging this setup around me, they almost hit a politician over with these setups that are fixed around me, trying to hit me off. And it sort of made me wonder whether it's caused by the government or whether another organisation is causing this force, or whether the creator gods, or whether it's a curse or whatever, I don't know. But the Isle of Wight is not connected to the land as such. When it comes to the Isle of Wight, I think there's a bridge that goes there, and I think there's a ferry. I'm not actually sure it's actually connected to the mainland. But even if it is, or if it's not, the setups over there are just as tightly constructed and as malicious, like timing everyone to sneeze in my face, timing every obstacle, reversing the car at me, timing a drain cover to be hit over, wording on a van type. It's just as fixed and just as heavy on the Channel Islands as it is in the mainland. So I'm trying to think back to when I went to the France holiday in 1992. Because I don't remember setups, you see, back in those days. Because I didn't see anything as being organised as such. And I'm trying to think. There was animal voice sounds, or there was animals making going ha 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 and going ah 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 while I was being sexually abused as a child, and while I was with Uncle Robert on the beach. Can't remember what beach it is. A seagull made a vicious hiss and said bastard like that, and listened, but I didn't really notice the voice sounds as such until about 2003. But it wasn't really until I moved to West Street in 2005 that this all suddenly shot up. 2003, there's a few incidents, and there was an aggressive voice in the sky threatening to fucking put me in the fire of hell, which I've never had in my life. It's only happened in that year, 2003. Once or twice, can't remember when it was. One was down when I was down by the canal, and this is not schizophrenia. This was an aggressive voice to say, it's too late now. Or something like that, I can't remember. It might have included this Amy, and saying that because you're not with Amy, or I can't bloody remember. Anyway, I'm not really fucking bothered. I know that the creator god's turned. I know it's too late to have sex, so whatever happens is too late anyway. So but yeah, that's what happened. Something like that happened. I need to go into my story pack to remember what the full story was, because I can't remember. Mind you, there was an incident similar to that going to Montacute about a month ago, in fact, but it wasn't so intense. Someone else was speaking about it actually. Anyway, the one that's important is the 2003 one, but I can't remember what it is, so not to worry. Okay, I'll leave that. Right, if I was to say, I've had to go back down that road because of catalytic converter set up on this road again, so just making it across now. It's left a stench behind. Yeah, they don't stop it now. They're stepping it up now, I tell you. We're getting to the point where it's like 2022 now. Anyway, France holiday. I'm trying to think if there was any setups, because I didn't really take things to be set up back in those days. So I'm just sort of looking back at what I was doing in the 1992 area of when that holiday took place. I do remember walking with Will to the toilets and was forced to go back. Didn't really make it to the toilets because, or whatever, I can't remember properly. There's a lot of people, and there's some French people, kids, that went to start on people from my school, which included me in the several people I was with, but I didn't talk English language, didn't have a clue. Nothing sort of broke off into a fight or anything like that, but I guess in some ways it was set up as far as their time and enemies are concerned, or people that didn't know me and people that wanted to get a bit funny. So I guess if I went into that country again, I'd probably say yes, it is set up. And looking at some of my brother's videos that he's got on his internet, he lives in Amsterdam, so there's a possibility that this structural force is not just fixed in the UK, but fixed in other countries as well. I mean, it might not be, but it's hard to say, but it's definitely set up across the Channel Islands in the UK, like the Isle of Wight, right across everywhere I've been, visiting London and whatever. So yeah, it's set up. Right, I've had to deal with another awkward person just passing the gate, basically saying that you're having your life taken, you fucking child rapist, again, while filming me with his camera. I don't know if he's photographing me, it looked like it was more like he was filming me. So yeah, just didn't get that, I don't think. Only timing a vehicle on the farm truck as I usually do. A farm truck you're supposed to pass, not very rarely where a vehicle passes. Quite literally, I passed that farm truck. There's only two houses, something like that. Well, yeah, and there's a car that's being timed quite literally every time I pass her. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're getting all this organised. I don't know how they're getting a knife-shaped vehicle, a 1940s knife-shaped vehicle, timed every single time I've been down that road for the last 2 weeks now. Well, just over 2 weeks. I don't know how they're doing it. At the bottom of the road where I live, on Sherborne Road from Eastville. It's like the Grannies for You van. There's always coming next to the van that says up your age or up the age. Whereas that's happening all the time. It's not just occasionally. They're managing to get those two vehicles to be together. And it's the same at the moment. It's timing to look like someone who sexually abused me as a child tied to an erection. It used to be with a baby bounced in a sling, and that's still happening. I don't know how they're even doing that, managing to get that literally persistently. But also they're doing it in a way. I mean, how they're doing the Liberal Democrats, what's causing that? You know, every time I pass a Liberal Democrat sign, or someone wearing a Liberal Democrats t-shirt, or someone holding a sign saying vote Liberal Democrats, they're timing to ripping you to pieces, paper shredder van. How's that fucking happening? You know, I'm not lying, anything like that. So how the fuck are they getting it rigged up in that way? How is it being controlled to occur in that way? But everywhere I go, how? I was speaking to the care coordinator yesterday at the ATO team or something like that, which is known as the home treatment team, or the people based in the Yeovil branch. You have a Minehead branch, you have a street in Glastonbury and Yeovil branch, and you have another branch. They're known as the home treatment team. Initially they were getting funny with me when I was speaking on the phone, saying that they need to medicate me with the highest possible medication daily. The problem is they nearly killed me with that stuff when I was living at my old place. So yeah, and I got hay fever bad because when they make it sunny, I think it's last year or the year before, I started getting sneezes and getting like colds or that sort of thing, because they keep on causing me to you know, I've not really had it in my whole life, but because they're making it sunny every day and causing heat waves of 34 degrees in the summer or whatever. We reached 31 degrees it's every summer. September last year is the hottest I've known September ever in my whole life. I've never known September to be so hot. But if we go back to 2022, I was saying that's a very sunny year. I don't know so much anymore. If you compare it to this year and 2023, I'd say that 2022, I mean, you had a fair shout of cloudy or rainy outbreaks, to be fair, but you know, when you compare the weather today, I mean, it's a lot different. The British weather, it used to be pretty cloudy. Most years were cloudy in nearly all the summer months. You never had more than sort of what, even on the best of the years, you know, the sunniest of years, like 1994 and 1992. 6 weeks of sunny weather, followed, that'd be the maximum. Then you'd have some like rainstorm straight after with thunder and lightning, and then you get cloudy days again. You don't get that anymore. It's sunny right through from start to finish, all year round. I passed a new person. It looks almost identical to the lady that looks like the poodle dog, which I thought was ugly going back in 1996 area. But in today's time, I'm actually managing to fancy her, and she's probably the sexiest person in my sort of age group that I can fancy. Where there's someone that's a bit younger than her, say 20s or 30s, that's walked past, and she's walked past as if just as no evil look, nothing like that. It's just like a look as if I don't know you and you're just a regular person I'm walking past. But it is, and it's definitely someone different. So it might be a relative to that person, I don't know. But I don't recall her being a single mother. Though it is possible that that could be the daughter, maybe. I don't know, it's unlikely. But then again, I've only seen her pregnant since... The problem is, I wanted to try and speak to this lady in 2022. Fucking careless. But the problem we had is the group she was with were mistaking me as Savenne. And I didn't want to ruin my chances, I didn't fall out, so I sort of hid around the corner and thought I'd speak at a different time. And I started using the train on a regular services, never saw her again. Then I had train strikes and all the rest of it. And I had to go back on buses, and times I tried to rearrange my schedule to use the train strike. Then I saw her a couple of times after that, more train strikes. And then she was with someone, train strikes. And then obviously after that, she's pregnant and a single mother. With more train strikes after that, believe it or not. And obviously it's too late for that person. The person I just walked past, well, I don't know her, do I? So I can't ask if that person's single. There's probably going to be a problem with the age. Tina shoots that motorbike. Bisexual motorbike, actually. Well, I don't want to be idiotic about it. Time that vehicle that will offend my dad. And that's followed by an Always and Forever van. And a Heatwave van. And the Heatwave did a track called Always and Forever. It didn't come out in that order though. It came out as Always and Forever, followed by Heatwave van. There's a grey van with red writing and another colour writing on the side of the van saying Heatwave. And Always and Forever is a sort of white van with colourful writing on it. Kind of colourful. I didn't really take much notice of the van name. So obviously, well, I say it's set up, but they're probably not applying the music track that's known as that. When they set these sort of organised setups against me, it's not done by media sort of suggested music tracks. They're probably applying that it's going to be hot forever, you know. But either way, that's how it occurred. And as you can hear, they're building up the traffic, so when I get down the bottom there, they're looking to build it up, because they only build the traffic up where I am. Because when I've spoken to staff, they go out just 5 minutes before me or 5 minutes after me, and they say the road's dead quiet, and says it always seems to be only where you are, where it's built up and very busy. So they seem to get it all organised to cause as much havoc and as much problems as they can possibly put in my direction to cause as much trouble, and that's just got to live with it. There's nothing you can do about it. There's an Olivia van. I've not seen that for a long time. I've only seen that twice in the last month. Apart from that, I don't think I've seen that for a couple of years, actually. As you can hear, they're stepping out of the traffic, ready for me to go on the road. They know that they can get away with it, see? They know the police want to... I don't know if they actually still want to arrest me as such, but they want to come and see me. There's a Christian lady that reported me, apparently. But they've had to speak with the care coordinator and saying that they're going to suspend the arrest and just come and see me at the moment and do that, basically. Right, so they just tied a married van. So that's a van that says married on the side of it. Well, I'm not married, I've never been in a relationship, but they want to make a suggestion. A black and blue car. And try and work out where they need to send. They're married. Right, so Boner and M bike, yellow car, grey white, dark green sexual car my way, more vehicles. Right, so I'm photographed obviously 5 times. Bike top, 3 red grey cars, bearded rough types of people in my direction, sexual, good life, happy, jolly, hip hop and rap music playing. Right, I got a phone call walking back. Happy van, yellow sexual car, sex, penis up motorbikes, sick cunt, smash you out, paedophile, barked. Next time I see him, I'm gonna fucking smash him out, said. Possibly by a neighbour, I don't know. Buggies in my direction by teenagers. Orders is not in order and there's a couple of cell calls and more low bikes direction when I get in, but I got to phone someone back, so.